Okay, hey everybody, this is Coach Allison. Oh, sorry. And we are in week 14 of Defy Aging. So this week we're doing supersets again. And I'm just kidding. We're actually not. We had those for 2 weeks in a row. So this week we're back to stations, but there is only going to be 5 stations. And we're actually going to go through those for 5 rounds. That's a little bit different than usual. So 5 rounds of 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So be prepared to have to double up with other participants at some of the stations because there is only 5. Yeah, maybe a couple of new things here today or this week, and we do have a team builder at the end. So let's get right into our demonstrations. Station 1 is a kneeling medicine ball overhead press. So this one is a little bit tricky. All right, so we're going to use one of the slam balls, and we're going to hold it on the outside. So I want to make sure that nobody is resting the ball on the hands like this, so it shouldn't be balanced right here. I want to make sure you're holding it on the outsides of the ball, and that makes sure that you're engaging the chest muscles because you're having to squeeze inward, and we are in this tall kneeling position like this. Okay, so start and stop the ball right at the upper chest so it doesn't go lower than this. So we're not bringing it all the way down here. This is where it starts, this is where it stops. And all we're doing from there is pressing straight up. Okay, so you might want to, the balls only go to certain weights, right? So if you can normally do a standard dumbbell press, maybe with a 10-pounder in each hand, which would then be a total of 20 pounds, right? And these balls don't go to 20 pounds. That's okay. First of all, we're doing 5 rounds. But second, because we're pressing the ball inward, we don't have handles and we don't have anything to kind of rest in the hand. That alone is going to kind of fatigue the muscles out differently. It's going to make those chest and shoulder muscles work a little differently because, again, we have nothing to grab here. So we're having to press inward and squeeze. So that also is acting a little bit differently than if we had a barbell or a dumbbell to hold on to. So that's going to fatigue your muscles a little bit differently than normal. So don't worry about the weight maybe being lighter than you could do with dumbbells. Trust me, and we do it the 5 sets. If you're unable to do knees, that's totally fine. Turn this into a standing press like this. The kneeling variety works the stability in the core just a little bit differently. But if the kneeling is not an option for you, that is totally okay. Station 2 is a plank variety. It's a plank rocker. So we're going to be, now there is no knee option for this. So I'm going to show you a full plank on the floor, and then I'll show you a modified version if we're unable to do a full floor plank for any reason. So standard plank, elbows are under shoulders to start, and the hips are level with the floor, so we're not coming up like this. And the rocker part is you're pushing forward and coming back to start position. Forward, back to start. So you're kind of using your feet to push forward and come back. Okay? So yeah, there really is no way to do that on the knees. It just doesn't work. All you can really do is push your butt up in the air, and that's not what we want to do here. So yeah, a modified version will be an incline. You can do the same thing on an incline surface. Okay, you're in your plank, and we're going to push forward, pull back. Okay, so look out for pushing forward though and resting down on your surface. We don't want to do that. We still do want to keep our body, of course, up off of the bench. So make sure that if you're doing that incline version, like I showed you how I kind of fell, make sure that when you push yourself forward, you are still staying off of your surface. Okay, we're going to hit the band next for something. We're going to do an underhand row. So it is a back exercise and some rear shoulders too, so back of the shoulders. So you're going to have a band tied up onto your rack. Okay. I like to stagger my stance, that's just the way I feel more sturdy. You can stand like this if you prefer. And the key here though is that we're doing an underhand grip. So typically with a row, we do kind of a neutral grip, so palm turned in, but we are doing underhand this time. So that's very important just for the variety this week. So keep that in mind. You can see, yeah, underhand grip, and we do a stand. After that, every time you do any kind of row, no matter what grip you're doing with your hands, everything happening up here is the same. So shoulders down, try not to shrug, and we pull in, release back forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Okay, I'm putting my chest out as I bring my shoulder blades back. So every time you do a row, you always kind of pop out your chest, and that's what helps draw the shoulder blades back. What we don't want to do with the row is kind of cave forward. That actually is counterproductive to targeting the correct muscles. So if we cave forward like this, we're actually not really activating these muscles. But if we pop the chest out and draw these shoulders back, now we are activating those back muscles. So underhand hand position, that just kind of targets the muscles a little bit differently for some variety, and that's our underhand row. Right? Station 4 is a mini band zigzag. So zigzag steps or walk. So I already have it on the band on my legs, but you probably want to note to the coaches, have this station somewhere near the boxes or some chairs or benches so you can sit down to put the band on your legs. Because between the people at the station taking the bands off and then the next people coming into the station putting the bands on, we only have that 30 seconds, and it's tedious to kind of stand up and try to do it. So that's just a quick little side note. Easiest to sit down so you can quickly whip that thing on and off your legs. Anyways, a little bit just about calf, or maybe a tiny bit lower than the calf is a good place to put this. Different resistances, so pick a challenging one. And we're just kind of taking big zigzag steps. So I'm going forward motion, but also kind of catty corner or kitty corner. You know, in Minnesota, we said kitty corner. My husband grew up in the South, and they say catty corner, so I don't know. I guess that's a regional thing. I don't know how you grew up saying it. I always learned it as kitty corner. So anyway, another side comment. But yeah, just like this. So do fully stop. You see how I'm bringing my foot in, pausing before I take my next step. That just solidifies each individual step. What I mean by that is we're not just kind of doing this. Okay, so I'll show you the correct way again. Full step, feet together, stop. Full step, stop. So you do want to take that little quick pause between each step. That's a good balance check, first of all, but also just make sure that you're taking each controlled step and it doesn't get jumbled or anything like that. So that is our zigzag step. I don't need to take that off yet. And that is station 4. Okay, and fifth and final station for this week, a box jump. So you can choose whatever height you want, but because I don't want to freak anyone out, we can go low with box jumps here. So, because I want everyone to not be afraid of the jump. I want you to hear box jump and instantly, because of the jump, be turned off by the idea. So if you have a restriction, a known restriction, staying away from jumps, then definitely don't do it. But if not, there's no reason that these can't be doable for you. So one at a time, we're not going for speed. If you want to do a few steps just to kind of learn the height of it, that's totally fine. Okay, but what we're going for is double leg jump up there and then step on back. Both legs up, step on back. Notice how I'm landing softly to cushion my landing. So I'm landing with a nice little bend in the knees. Okay, and there we go. If you try that, that's not too scary for you, feels fine, take it up to that next height box, or you can stack a few of those. Go whatever height you'd like, but we're going to try box jumps this week. If the jumping isn't doable for you, again, because of a medical restriction, an injury, something like that, we're going to turn it into, I think I'll do fast squats instead of box step-ups. I think that's going to be our modification because I do want to get the cardio out of it. And so a fast squat will get that heart rate up a little more than taking it to a step up. So fast squats is going to be the modification if for any reason we're unable to do the box jumps. But let's try box jumps this week. If you're able, it's going to be a lot of cardio. Get those legs burning a little bit. Give it a try. Okay, and the team builder this week is going to be a partner thing. So partner up, and if you have an uneven number in your group, your coach gets to partake and partner up with somebody. So it's going to be a bicep curl focus, heavily focused, that's all it is. So one person is going to do an isometric, which means basically a still holding position, while the other person does the reps. And then right away, after the reps are done, you're going to switch. So I'll show you what I mean. One person is going to hold their weights like this. Okay? So it's very important you have a 90-degree bend in the elbow and that the upper arm is right along the side of your body and not back here. Because when it's back here, this is not hard. I could hold this all day. So could you. But if we swing that upper arm right along the side of the body here, elbow at 90 degrees, now the bicep, even the forearm, but the bicep is engaged, and that's very hard to hold that. That's an isometric bicep hold. So that's what one person's going to do, palms turned in, while the other person is going to do 10 bicep curls. You can do whatever style you like. I like to, as you know from past weeks, I like to do this kind. You can do hammer curls, which is keeping the palms turned in, whatever you like. So 10 of those. As soon as you're done with your curls, if you can, no break, 9, 10, and boom, you're going to hold it, and your partner is instantly going to stop their hold and start their curls. So the goal here is not to have a break between that. It's going to suck for both of you, whether you're the person going from the hold to the curls or going from the curls to the hold. They're both extra hard in their own way and for their own reason. So, and it doesn't matter who does what first, because you're going to take a minute or a 2-minute break after that's all done, and you're going to do a second round of it. So we're going to go through that twice. Take a nice long break between the 2 sets because you need to give those biceps a little rest, good 60, 90 seconds or so. 2 rounds of that. Ooh, you're going to have some nice noodly arms after this. Okay, that is our week 14. I just noticed my hair is going straight up and down. I don't know if it was doing that the whole time. Okay. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this different kind of design. The 5 rounds is kind of different. Only 5 exercises, so a little bit of extra repetition there. But anyways, hope you enjoy these exercises. See you back for week 15.